Alright everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean. This is In The Mixer, episode 42 of our FC Isle of Man series. Now if you haven't gone back and watched yesterday's episode 41, when we got our league season underway, go and do that now. It nearly killed me, like that's a spoiler, but towards the end, like I was choking, I was coughing, there was nothing I could do to keep my shit together. Hopefully today will go a little bit smoother from a production capacity, but we got a really good result, so fingers and toes crossed. We can continue our decent start and form to the season. But let's jump in and have a look at the games that we've played off screen. Now, full disclosure, we were initially going to come back and do our game against the Man United under-23s. However, it actually ended up getting postponed due to a waterlogged pitch at our home ground, Highbury Stadium, which we're currently renting from Fleetwood. It's crazy that in September, it's already like having waterlogged issues because we're playing on at Fleetwood in the division above us are playing on it as well as all the junior sides for both clubs. It's not the best thing to have happen this early in the year, but it is the last season that we will be sharing a stadium with them before the upgrade to our Isle of Man stadium in Douglas. Hopefully we can get through it. Hopefully we're going through it then. So instead we're going to now play Tranmere and Southend in this episode. 2 league games to continue what has been kind of an up and down start to the season for us. 6 games played. We of course had that wonderful win, 3-2 against Salford. That late winner from Isaiah Cornett, which you would have seen in the last episode. We then drew 2-2 with AFC Wimbledon. Disappointing only because we went 2-0 up and they just couldn't see out the result. They pulled one back just before half time, and then from the penalty spot, Tariq Fosu equalised and it stayed 2-2. Both teams had chances to win. I thought we were unlucky actually to draw this game. I think we were the better side just. But as we've highlighted, like we are playing at a higher division, a higher level. Teams and the individual qualities of players, like they're gonna hurt us a little bit more if we're not at our best. Huddersfield, we played next time in the Carabao Cup. I rotated just a little bit for this one. We did lose 3-1, but we have kind of worked out. I used it kind of a little bit in the PSG save that we had in our One Season Wonder series last week. It's the 4-4-1-1. It's kind of based around FM Trequartista's low block counter-attacking style. So we've brought that one in just to see how it goes as a counter-attacking style when we're not expected to do that well, or when we're struggling for personnel or whatever it might be. It went okay. We lost 3-1 in the end. They were 3-0 up when we got the goal. We did actually put some pressure on in the second half once we went to an attacking structure. But I'm not shattered to be out of the Carabao Cup. That's one less thing that we have to worry about this season. We then beat Swindon 2-1, an excellent performance, 2-0 up again. Eddie McCready pulled one back very late on for them just to make it a bit of a nervy finish, but we were very much the better side in this one. And then we absolutely robbed Oldham here. Oldham, I think, going into this game were like bottom of the division. They went through early Keelan Adams goal, and it was really the 94th minute, literally I think the last kick of the game, where we actually found an equaliser from a set piece situation. Got the goal, got a point, and got out of there as quickly as possible. The game following up that, when we started to see teams and players getting tired a little bit, we are struggling for a little bit of depth at present. We lost 1-0. Joel Latiboudiere, who I've probably butchered the pronunciation of his name, apologies Joel if you're watching, got the goal for Crude, and they were eventually a 1-0 winner. And then last time out, a 0-0 draw with Morecambe. I forgot to make subs because the second half went by like that. I don't think there were any highlights that took place in it, and I just didn't pay attention to the time. So hopefully, as a manager, I will be better in this episode, and hopefully we can get 2 good wins on the bounce to push us up the table. Tranmere currently sitting in 12th, Southend currently sitting in 17th. We should have enough to get beyond them. I'm just hopeful that we can kind of keep a good 11 out there on the park because our depth at the moment is being tested quite a bit. So for all those 6 games, 2 wins, 3 draws, only the 1 defeat, currently sitting in 10th position in the league. But as you can see, still very tight, like 1 win and you can jump right up into the playoff and automatic promotion places. So there's a whole bunch of different things going on around the league as teams jockey for position, find their place in the table and start putting runs of form together. As far as the injuries are concerned, Longello has a bit of a knock at the moment, so David Wang and Oyegoke are playing in midfield. Jasper still hasn't quite worked his way back. He's going to return to full training tomorrow. We might try and give him some time off the bench in the next game. And Austin Samuels has been out for about 4 weeks, which has been really disappointing. We could have used his goals during that time, but 7 days or 2 weeks he's still out for, so we will slowly work him back into it. We don't want to rush anybody, especially when we only have a squad of 20 available at any one particular time. So yeah, we're managing it. We're getting through it. Arguably our 2 best players have been out of the side and we've still not been smashed or battered or anything like that. So hopefully, once they come back in, we'll be in good form. Let's jump forward now to the Tranmere game and have a look at the 2 lineups. Alright, so just like that, we're a couple of days ahead. I immediately lied to you guys. We're going to give a debut to Sylvester Jasper because David Wang, for whatever reason, in the middle of like the Start of the season is away with the Chinese national side, so we are threadbare in our wing positions. He's probably got about 45 minutes in him. If we can get that and maybe move Cornet out there, maybe bring on a midfielder, like that will be fine. But we're at least going to start with this shape, and Austin Samuels, maybe, fingers and toes crossed, will get back for the next game and we can actually get him back into the lineup and start playing our strongest possible 11. But we're going with Donato in goal, Bellahoon and Rooney as a central defensive partnership. Carson is currently pushing Bellahoon with some quite good performances off the bench. Sereno on the left, Connolly will play on the right and take the armband because Oyegoke moves forward to right midfield. Cornet and Gilsonen, who have both been pretty good so far this season in central midfield, and Gaxa and Manpala are top. Manpala's done an okay job filling in for Austin Samuels. Gaxa is currently struggling, and of course, the transfer window is now shut, so we're kind of forced to deal with this group of 20 until at least January, but at least we can plan, get our wages in order, get some budget together, try and go to the board each month and ask them for additional funds and bring some players in and get them registered as soon as possible. Passionately or assertively, we're going to say we're underdogs here and that suits us down to the ground. Let's go out and cause an upset. And 2 players have responded motivated. I'm also going to talk to the midfield and say, I have faith in you to make the difference just to get a few more people happy and ready to go. But again, I did say in the last episode when we walked through the season preview, I'm not expecting us to sit around the top of this division. Anything above the halfway stage of the season or halfway up the table, top half finish is what I'm trying to say, will be excellent. First highlight of the game here, it's going to be a throw-in from Sereno at left fullback. Finds Manpala. Squares it up to Jasper, who on debut, with essentially the first touch in the first highlight that we've seen, gets his first goal for the season. And again, we saw it in the last episode. You get that little commentary graphic about scoring on your debut, and it's a good little touch here from Manpala. Finds Jasper on his left foot, which isn't his favourite foot, drives a rasping shot past the goalkeeper at near post. And we go a goal to the good inside the opening 15 minutes. We're going to throw in here again, Connolly. He finds Oyegoke. Ball in from Gaxa to Manpala, who just had to power that one past the keeper straight at him, and Pilling in the Tranmere goal did well to hold. Got to throw in again from a right midfield, right back throw in. Gaxa, ball forward, headed away by McGuinness. It's pinballing around here. Osorio's picked it up. They're playing an old 4-3-3, which a couple of FMs ago was super overpowered. So they're not looking for balls over the top, which is what usually would happen in such a scenario. 3 men up top, you try and get it forward quickly and hope the numbers can get goal side. Rooney exchanges pass with Cornet. Gilsonen, balling behind for Oyegoke. He's got a Menas and Pampala in the middle. It's toward him, but Nelson heads away for Tranmere. Cornet, ball over the top to Oyegoke again. Squares it up to Manpala, knocks it down for Gaxa, gets the strike away. If he had just looked for a corner, it would be 2-0 to the good. McGuinness with a free kick here, plays it across to the other centre-back, Nelson. Cornet to Gilsonen. Sereno looks for the ball across to Manpala. We're not getting in behind at the moment. Gilsonen does well. Now looks for Oyegoke, who does get in behind, gets the strike away, but it's closed down well by the Tranmere defence. Resets through Connolly at right back. Now through Cornet in midfield. He's got 2 men on him, but he managed to keep the ball and play it forward to Oyegoke. Skips past one challenge, gets in towards the box, plays back stick, and it's an excellent header from Zach Gilsonen, his first for the club and first of the season. I think that might also be his first senior goal, which is wonderful to see. Good little play there. Cornet did especially well. He had 3 men, I think, closing him down in that initial change. And Oyegoke does very well. The right fullback, filling in at right midfield, hangs one up towards back post. Gilsonen gets behind the defender and powers that one back towards near post. Throw in here, right-hand side. A lot of our highlights have started on that right-hand side and set-piece scenarios at the moment. Connolly sends Oyegoke down into the middle. Gets a ball back towards Manpala. It's pinballing around. I think the referee is going to give a penalty here. And a card maybe to McGuinness, the Tranmere forward. Manpala's going to take. He's not a great penalty taker. We'll see how this one goes. And thankfully, he goes hard and to the right of the goalkeeper. Very similar to Austin Samuels' penalty in the last episode, actually. Just a right footer taking it on that right side this time. And it's a good effort. Keeper doesn't move. And we go 3-0 up inside 35 minutes. Actually a pretty wonderful performance when you think about it. I'm going to demand more still, just to give everyone some focus through to half-time. That's what we're aiming for. Gennado's not responded positively. Connolly with the deep ball in, wide area. It's pinballing around, and Gaxa with his second goal of the season. A wonderful header. And I don't know who got the assist. It might have been Cornet. We'll check this one out in 3 dimensions. I think it was Connolly took the free kick, and potentially Cornet heads it back across goal. Gaxa didn't have a lot of angle to work with, but the keeper was all over the shop. All he had to do was get it on target. Throw in here again on the right-hand side. We've had more highlights in this game than I think we had in the entire Morecambe game last time out. Just in this half. Cornet, great crossfield switch out towards Sereno. We've got a 2v1 here if we work it correctly. Or if he could have squared it up towards front post, we had a man open in Manpala. Gilsonen now. Ball towards back stick. Oyegoke straight at the goalkeeper again. It's great that we're 4-0 up. I shouldn't complain, but like, how many chances have we had that we put straight at the keeper? I'm going to passionately tell everybody I'm very pleased with your performance. Keep it going, lads. We just want to get morale up towards that north, that top figure, as much as humanly possible in the early part of this season. And Jasper's still getting through it. He's on 75% conditioning, so we might try and push him and get him through an hour at least. Sereno to Gilsonen. Sereno again, deep ball across. Lewis heads it away, only as far as Oyugoke, who's been involved in everything throughout this game. Cornet, Bellahoon, good exchange of passes. Now over to the left-hand side. Jasper gets in on his favourite right, plays it into Mampala, who gets there first and finds the finish for his third goal of the season. Jasper has a goal and an assist on debut, a wonderful performance. And it's a weird thing to say, but I'm going to take him off because I don't want to kill him. I'd like to have him for the rest of the season if he's going to be a valuable player for us. So Cornet can move out and play as a left midfielder. He's not great at it, but we'll make it work. And Roland can come on as the deep-lying playmaker. Gennato's not having a great game. Who else is struggling for conditioning? Oyugoke is struggling a little bit. We don't really have anyone we can bring on in that position. We might just hold off. We'll make one more sub in the last 10 minutes or so. Might just be a defensive one. Try and get some fresh legs out there. Keep a clean sheet. Gaxa, Oyugoke now. Falling behind for Connolly, but no one chases it down. Tranmere is going to come out with it. Nelson with the ball forward. Bellahoon recovers, and the highlight comes to an end. We're going to use that to get creative shout as well. Why not? Sereno with the throw in, very deep at the left back area. Roland's got time to turn and run in midfield. Gaxa picks it up in a good half space. Forward towards Mampala, gets a touch on it. He hasn't got much of an angle to work with here. Can he find the cut back? Instead, Robertson closes him down and forces it out for the corner. We'll see the resulting corner here. It's going to be Cornet to take. Deep one across towards Rooney, who gets the header there, but just over the crossbar. Highlights have definitely slowed down a bit here. We're into the last 10 minutes, but Bellahoon's going to start with a deep free kick. Forward to Sereno. Now back to Bellahoon. Mampala in the area. Plays to Cornet, who gets tackled. Gaxa's going to get there first. Oh, he put it straight at the keeper again. If you had to just side-footed that one towards the far post, you had the entire goal to aim at. We might just use our demand more shout here for the last 10 minutes. Give everyone some focus. Corner pinballs around. Gilson tries to go for a challenge. Gives away the foul. And that brings the highlight to an end. Just checking out this Carlisle game. White, whoever White is, has scored 4 goals in a 5-2 lead over Fylde, who at the time, earlier on in the game, were 2-0 up. Let's just say passionately, really special lads. Nobody gave us a chance and you played magnificently. Congratulations. I think Jasper, on debut, is going to get the Player of the Match award, which is fantastic for our big money signing. Actually, no, Mobala, 2 goals and 1 assist, a 9.5 match rating. Let's tell him he was superb in front of goal last time, and he's doing quite well. Jasper scores on his debut. Fantastic to see. We're going to have to try and keep him as fit as humanly possible. And probably, by the time we come back here for the game against Southend, we should have David Wang back from international duty, and maybe, potentially, depending on how things go, Austin Samuels fit and ready to go. So we're going to give everyone a rest day just to try and manage, playing schedules and all that sort of stuff. Early on in the season, as we have like fixture pile up and a whole bunch of different things going on, and everyone working themselves into conditioning, we use that rest day for everyone that started. And magic of editing, we'll jump forward to the game against Southend now. Alright, just like that, we are 6 or 7 days ahead. I can't actually remember what it was, but we've gone with a couple of changes. I was kind of debating. We had a really good performance. Why change that team? But I think I'll put Oyugoke in at right back again, which I do want to get him settled in that position, and David Wang ahead of him at right midfield. Now he's back from international duty. We've also put Austin Samuels on the bench. I think Jasper, if we can get him through maybe about an hour again, and then maybe Samuels through 30 minutes as he works his way back from injury, we'll be in a good position to kind of start them over the next few weeks and see how we go from there. They're playing a very hectic looking 3-4-1-2. The 2 guys up top look like the danger. Tyrese Shade, who's a 25-year-old ex-Leicester junior, has played at Stevenage and scored a few goals. Has scored 1 goal in 3 appearances so far this season for Southend. Doesn't look too bad, just a physical beast. He looked like he might be a bit of a pain in the arse. And then they've also got Stephen Humphreys, who I do recognise from somewhere. I can't remember where. Ex-Fulham player, looks to be quite good. Very good technical ability, mental ability, and solid physical attributes for this level. So they've got a little bit about them. We'll keep an eye on it, and we'll see how we go. But so far, we are doing well. We are sitting in the playoff positions, and they are down towards the bottom of the table. So we're just going to tell everyone, I want you to pick up where you left off last time. They've seemed to respond positively, and let's assertively tell the front 2, who did play well in the last game, that we have faith in them, and hopefully they'll continue their current scoring form. Free kick here for Southend. First highlight we've really seen. Vaughan Evans puts it in towards Cundy. It's pinballing around, and eventually I think it's either Lane or Adeyinka, it might be here, gets his first goal of the season. It just pinballed around a couple of times. We didn't close down that first shooter quick enough. Vaughan Evans puts it in. Cundy flicks it on. It's that one there. That Lane one hurt us. It actually hit his own player in the back of the head, so who knows what would happen if Lane's strike had gotten through in the first place. And Adeyinka, the fox in the box, the first one to it. Lane, deep ball across. Oyugoke wins it back and plays forward to David Wang. Switch over the shoulder now for Mampala. He's gotten goal side and he's looked for a little dink over the top there. Might not have been on, but he put it over the crossbar regardless. Corner here, David Wang to take. Our short corner routines have disappeared somewhere. I'm not sure why. Gilsonan tries to get a ball in. Out now left to David Wang again. Mampala back post is offside, but what a cross that was from David Wang. We spoke about it yesterday's episode with the season preview, like that 15 crossing. He gets some decent deliveries into the box quite consistently. Through 30 minutes, I'm going to demand more just because we haven't really played that well, which I guess makes sense as a manager to yell at your players when they're not doing the things that you want them to do. Shade now, ball into the back. Good header away from Sereno. Gilsonen's gotten goal side now. He bursts forward into midfield. He's got a couple of men around him, left and right. Looks for Jasper now on the left-hand side. Gets it on his favoured right foot. It's a good save from the keeper. Cargill's going to recover and clears. So there's a little bit of a danger there on the counter-attack if we can get out quickly. They've got a wide free kick. Vaughan Evans in again. Mononga, Haji, Mononga, however you pronounce that. First goal of the season for him, and it's another set piece that they've heard us from. So right on the stroke half time too. Not a great time to concede. It just clips the inside of the post as on its way in. And Southend are kind of turning their own form around and tearing us apart a little bit. We're going to the dressing room. Let's pull out the rocket. Let's go aggressively. Show me something else in the second half. Let's go to our tactics here. Let's go attacking because we've got to score if we want to win. And as far as match ratings go, Jasper's struggling a little bit, which I guess is to be expected. We'll swap him out now. David Wang can move to the left midfield. Oyegoke can move to right midfield. And Connolly can come on. And then what I'm also probably going to do, Mampala also struggling. We're going to take him off. Let's see if Austin Samuels can get through 45 minutes. Let's start the second half and see how everyone gets on. We'll give it 15 more minutes before we look at that last sub. But in reality, we can't really do too much. We've got 2 guys on yellow cards we'll have to keep an eye on. Oyegoke and Rooney at the back. All right, let's use our Get Creative shout. 30 minutes remaining. We haven't seen a highlight for either side in this second half, but statistically they are well and truly on top. Janadu resets from a goal kick, plays it forward to Rooney. Ball out towards the left wing and David Wang. Now to Gaxa. Out left again. David Wang and Sereno are both out there if we can work the 2v1. Good ball across to Oyegoke back post. It's pinballing around and Samuel's got something on it. But Hull in Southend goal did quite well actually to hold that one right on the line. Throwing here, right hand side, Adeyinka, the goal scorer for the first goal with the ball now. Skips past one challenge, gets in the box, squares it back up. Cornette gets it back. Forward to Samuels. Tackled. Oyegoke forward to Gaxa. Samuels is on in the middle if we can find him. Still look for Oyegoke at right back. Can he square it up? Instead he goes to strike himself. He had the simplest pass across the 6-yard box. Sereno ball back in. Oyegoke with the strike over the crossbar. Let's use that last sub. And we'll bring on Matt Carson for Bellahoon, who hasn't had the best game. And we're also going to use our demand more shout for the last 10 minutes. It'll be a miracle if we can get 2 goals here, but even if we can pull something back just to show that a bit of character in the second half. Nothing coming though. 3 minutes to be added on here and we are rocketing through it. I'm just waiting for the final whistle. And it comes now, 14 shots in the end, 5 on target, 52% possession for Southend. But most importantly, there's 2 goals in the first half, absolutely killed us. 11 shots, 4 on target, 48% of the ball for us. And let's tell everybody, far from pleased with what I just saw from this team. You can't go from winning 5-0 one week to the next weekend losing to lower, like Southend. If they're in 18th and deserve to be down there, then we should be beating those teams comfortably. But we are still sitting in 8th spot. I shouldn't panic just yet. I'm not too worried about anything. Like I said, top half finish would be excellent for us. So really anything above 12th is a pretty good achievement for the group. In the mix as birthday to forget, it's my birthday in 2025. Wasn't even aware of that when we went into that match, but that's fine. Aled Vaughan Evans, who took most of their free kicks, is the man of the match with 1 assist in that one. Mampala's got an injury now. It's good timing that at least Austin Samuels is back. And it sets up a nasty little run of games here. We've got Scunthorpe, who are currently top of the division and playing quite well. Stevenage, who are 9th, and then Man United, who are currently 4th before we play Wickham. We'll probably win all these games, and then Wickham, who are in 24th, will beat us after sacking, I think, Gary Neville, or Phil Neville, maybe, is their manager. As far as our episodes are concerned, what would be a good game to come and check out? We might do Doncaster and Bolton. So we might jump forward 5-6 games, play a couple of Leasing Cup trophy games. I'm only going to rotate my squad in that. I don't really want to get out of the group. But I think if we play Doncaster and Bolton, it sets us up nicely to have maybe one of these big games against Cheltenham or Fylde or something like that in November, and then do a Christmas episode around December as well. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's the portion that I appreciate the most. I'm going to try and make a little bit of a tweak. I'm going to try and do these in one take, these like outros, intros type things. I don't want to cut them together anymore. I want them to just kind of flow naturally. So they might be a bit rambling for the next few weeks. They might be nonsensical. I might lose my train of thought and forget what I was going to say. But, you know, like, we'll get through it together as we always do. You can check out the links. I've got the side right this time, just over on that side. But more than anything, thank you so much for watching. I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.